Hello, hello. We are back with Lavender Shadows. Let's pop in and check out what Marguerite Leblanc is doing. So, I assume you go to the Harmony Opera House.
Yeah, I
Yeah?
was gonna see if I could roll circles to see if there was anybody that I would know who would be able
To teach you
to
dancing, rather?
tutor me in dancing.
Yes, of course. Good, good. Okay, yeah, it's a circles test. Let's see how difficult that circles test would be. What do you have in circles? Curious.
A Like the modifier is a
Yeah.
2.
Okay. So you're not very... More of a square than a circle, but...
Wow. I would consider myself an oval, but fine.
um... So you're trying to find someone who is probably a fellow performer, so same life path, but happens to have the skill instruction.
Yeah, or even somebody who I might know who's doesn't perform or anything anymore,
Right.
but just is
Yeah.
good at dancing and teaching people. The old woman who's taught ballet for 50 years.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see here. I think that's gonna be an ob. I'll let you decide. Ob 2 or ob 3. The higher would be like she's good at teaching, like better at teaching than she would be otherwise. And technically, you could do ob 4 if you wanted someone who's like a master teacher. But
Would ob 2, when I have a skill of 2, then be routine?
no, it'd be difficult.
Oh, man. Okay.
But you could try to do a link test or something to
Yeah.
get more dice on that. But yeah, you do need routines, I believe, to advance.
Yeah, I need one routine to level
Nice,
it
yeah.
up, which is why I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, we can probably... I mean, gossip-wise would be a link test you could roll to, dredge up some gossip about an old dance teacher who's, come out of retirement or something like that, right?
Sure. I'll
Yeah.
roll a gossip-wise link test.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's have that be... What's the actual difficulty of that? That's the question we gotta ask now. Do need to find where the Y's are. Here we go. Yeah, it'd be an ob 2 gossip wise test.
Okay.
If you wanted to make her, let's see. Maybe that wouldn't work. Yeah, it would probably just be ob 2 gossip wise, and then you can hope for fate, I guess.
Okay, here we go.
You got a 6.
Okay.
So we can spend 1 or 2 fate. The thing is, you want a 3 dice. You want 3 successes in this because that gives you an actual modifier. 2 means there's no penalty.
So then if I use
2 fate, then you could reroll both of those dice.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll use 2 fate.
Okay. So 2D, do the normal 2d6 greater than 4 exclamation point. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I've turned back into my old rolling self.
No. So bad.
Okay. So now my circles, it's an ob 3 just to get a normal person.
Yeah, so difficult on your gossip wise you can mark, and 2 fate in the little bubble there.
Yes, I added those.
But yeah, you got the difficult test. You just need one more routine on your gossip wise, and you can advance it.
Ooh.
Just need to dredge up some really common gossip. But yes, now it's an ob 3 on your circles.
Great. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Here we
Do
go.
you want to add your persona to this roll?
And then what would that do? Give
Gives
me
you
an
another
extra
die.
die.
Yeah.
But then I could just die.
It's true. But what are the chances I'm gonna have someone like attack you? Ah!
Pretty high once I use my persona. Yeah, I'll use my persona.
Sounds like you're all in on this thing, so.
Yeah, I really need to be better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so add 1
Okay.
to Artha on as the fields come up then.
And then ob 3.
Yep.
Right. Okay, here we go.
You got 1 6.
A 6.
So it's a 1 in 12 chance if you want to spend a fate. Your last fate.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, I'll do it. I'll do it.
So roll a d6 greater than 4 exclamation point.
Nope. Nope.
Okay, make sure you mark all the fate and persona you've
Yeah,
spent in
I've
circles.
done
Yeah,
that.
cool,
And then that was
awesome.
a difficult.
It's a challenging,
circle?
which you
Or-
don't need. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
So
I
you
know
find,
no one.
No, you do. You find the person. So you walk. We see Marguerite walk up to, this rickety old house in the middle of the city. You see a bunch of. Basically, you know how people sometimes have like chimes on their patio or whatever. It's kind of like that, except they're puppets, right? So there's like marionettes that are just like hanging
wow.
from the wind, like the sill of the roof or whatever. Like add like wind chimes, like kind of like going back and forth in the front of this house. Yes, weird indeed. And yeah, I mean, you know that this is where, the renowned dance teacher, let's see how to pronounce this, Benedicta Mas. Yeah, Miss Benedicta Mas. She was a great dancer in her time. She's now getting up into her 60s, 70s, and she did teach for quite a while, but you heard a rumor that she came out of retirement to teach a young noble lady how to dance. And so you're thinking, maybe she'll teach you too. So, what do you do?
I would like to put on my opera costume
Okay.
to look nice and fancy. And or I guess I would wear like maybe not my opera costume, my like whatever like nicest like warm up kind of gear I have. Like
I mean, don't you have basically finery? Like that's what we decided you have.
yeah, but I want to do like nice dancing clothes that are not like performing clothes.
Sure. Yeah. So yeah. I get you. So you're like ready to start the lessons now, sort of a thing. Yeah.
Yes, I
Yeah.
have like leg warmers on and
Yeah. The whole
ready to
The
go.
whole thing. Yeah. Certainly. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So
I would like to
Just-
go up and knock on the door.
knock on the door. Yeah. So you rap on the door. I assume that. Well, obviously we can assume that Darcy is watching your daughter because that's what we left off with.
Yes.
So you knock on this door, and there's no response. One of the marionettes starts to like kind of drift in the wind and starts turning towards you, staring into your soul.
That's creepy. Are there like windows that I can see if there's movement inside?
Yeah, sure, yeah. Um, so when you look, you see that there are like, I mean, she's draped basically curtains on the inside of the windows. Um, and so you can't really like you can see a little bit like a crack through, and maybe like, but it's kind of dark inside, so you're not, yeah, you're not sure.
Have there been any rumors of people disappearing during a full moon?
Mm-hmm. She's
Um,
going to teach you the best way to dance. Water bending. Blood bending. Yes. Make other people dance for
Let's
you.
see. I would like to try and perform a very conspicuous dancing and singing routine on her porch to try and get her to come out. To show that I have promised, but I'm just not quite there yet.
Okay. So is the primary thing you're doing dancing, I guess, and then you're forking into dancing?
Um,
It probably makes the most sense.
that would make the most sense, but I don't know if that could be the test because that's not like what would be catching her attention since she's not looking out the window. Like, I guess.
Actually, I think this
I'm
is a
just-
conspicuous role, and you can
Okay.
fork in the rest of the
Because
stuff.
that's I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know if
Yep.
it would be that.
It's just you're just trying to get her to notice you, basically.
Yes.
Senpai noticed me.
Yes.
So I guess it'd be conspicuous and
Look
then
how
Forkin
kawaii I am.
Forkin like sing and dance and maybe some acting. I can monologue,
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
sing and dance.
What exactly routine are you doing?
Let's see. I'd probably be attempting to do like one of like the main solo parts of the opera.
Of the celestial trumpet?
Yeah. But like I'm not that good at it.
Yeah.
But I know the part and I'm trying really hard.
So it's like one of the like most intense parts of the whole opera where like she's like singing at the top of her lungs, basically just so you can get her to notice you.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so conspicuous, you can fork in all of those things, and I think let's double check what the obstacles for conspicuous are. It's been a while since I've had someone just roll conspicuous by itself.
Notice me.
Let's say ob 2.
Oh, okay. This is very possible.
And
but
this is
with my
basically
rolling,
the
probably
intent,
not.
like the success here is like she'll have a conversation with you. Not
Yeah.
that she'll agree to like teach you, but she'll
Right.
just talk to you.
She
If not
notices
to
me.
get you to shut up, right? Like
All right. Okay. Here we go. Ah!
there you go.
Yes.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah, that was a good roll.
So that's
three
a
sixes, too.
routine, right?
Yep, routine for conspicuous, which you need. So, yeah. So you're singing this at the top of your lungs, and you're not focused. I mean, this role is to get her to notice you, not to be good at this opera. So it's pretty awful. But you do get her to to notice. I think it's at one point, right? We see you like doing this dance routine, singing, top of your lungs, making really exaggerated motions. A beggar boy like walking down this street like gives you a look and then just like walks in the opposite direction. And we see like a face, like a spectacled face, like look out the window briefly and then close the curtains again, and then you just continue, and then like eventually like the window cracks open just a little bit and you just see her lips and she says, "Go away." Do you just continue?
I think I would pause for a second and just go, was she noble or did she just
No.
teach nobility?
She's not noble.
I just kind of go,
She's sort of a success story among the common folk.
Miss Mass, I've come here for a purpose. And then I kind of like go back to like singing and dancing.
Yeah. And then the window closes again. The curtains, get drawn again. And then like, another 2 minutes go by, and then finally she just like comes out of the house. Like storms out of the house, and she's like this short woman, definitely still like pretty fit, all things considered. But she's, gray hair, pretty much all gray at this point. And she has her hair up in like a tight business bun, and she has wearing like spectacles. She honestly gives the vibe, like for us as players, she gives the vibe of like every like grandma in any anime, right? Like the tough grandma in an anime. So she storms out and she says, "Would you cut that out?"
Yes, now that I have your attention. And I just kind of go, I heard you're teaching again, and I need a tutor.
What in the name of Neo Divinus's fingernails are you doing on my porch performing the worst section of the Celestial Trumpet? Not that opera wasn't bad enough already.
Look, it's the first thing that came to my mind. I'm part
of course it was. It's only befitting of your skill, I see.
I'm part of the ensemble of the opera, and
And you're trying to look for a teacher because you're awful. I get it. No.
Well, I'm not as awful as what you just saw. That was just, I had to get your attention somehow.
Oh, well, you got my attention, that's for sure.
Miss Mass, I beg of you, I know of your story and how you were able to rise in the ranks, and I have a young daughter.
Yes, yada. Flattery. All right. Listen, young lady, I've had a very long day. I've had to deal with a noble lady who broke her fingernail and then spent 3 hours yelling at me about it. And I couldn't say anything or else I would have been executed. You know how those things work. And so I don't have the patience or the time or the energy to deal with you right now. So I'm going to walk back into my house and you're going to leave and we're never going to speak of this day again. Have I made myself clear?
And I just kind of like show my fingers, and like I have like not super kept up fingernails or anything.
Yeah.
And I just kind of go, I'm not like them. I'm ready to work, and you won't be executed for saying anything to me. You can say whatever you want, which you clearly know, as you already have been.
Listen, I have spent a long time training all types of prima donnas. They don't always have long fingernails like Neo Divinus. Some of them are prissy enough as a common folk. She's just like staring at you.
I just kind of go, give me one chance.
You had your one chance, and you almost blew my eardrums out.
Look, that doesn't even count as a chance. That was me just trying to get your attention because you didn't come to the door when I knocked.
Make a persuasion test.
Okay.
Basically, this is the persuasion test to give you an audition.
Yes. I don't know if there's anything that I can fork in for this. Wait, what's the call on for the sonorous voice?
Let's take a look.
You can...
It's for persuasion too. Yeah, you could reroll all your failed dice if you fail this persuasion test.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the ob?
Ob's gonna be 4.
Oh, I can't do it! It's literally impossible.
Persuasion, do you want to lie to her about something?
Encouraging people to lie.
I don't even know what I guess it was a lie when I'm saying I'm not like them. I am exactly the prima donna.
Yeah, honestly, I think that line already includes noble wise and falsehood. Like, I think you can get both of those forks, because that's exactly what that was.
I'm like, when I think about it, it
Yeah.
really was a lie saying
Yeah.
that. Okay. I think that's it.
And you succeeded on the conspicuous, so I'll let you act as if that was a linked test, so you can get one more die for that.
Okay. I have a chance, and no Artha.
Yep.
4. Okay, everybody.
Oh no! There's no Artha. Oh, that's so sad.
Do you not have any? Do you have any fate?
No, she
No, I
spent
have
all of them
nothing.
getting to this point.
Okay, so that was
that was a
was that a-
difficult persuasion.
it was difficult, even though it was 5 versus 4.
Yeah, that's still difficult. Yeah.
I wanted it to be routine.
Yeah, you needed one more routine. That's so sad. Yeah, wow, what a waste that roll was in so many ways.
No.
Yeah, and she looks at you and she says, "Nope, I'm sorry. It's not good enough for me." And then she says, "I need to take a nap. Goodbye." And then she just walks back into the house and slams the door. You have other skills. You can try something else.
Would I be able
You
to
could try to seduce her.
I could. I would like to leave and then come back with everybody likes bread and
I mean, Drew.
So- bake some bread for her and
Okay,
come
Carly,
back
just because
again.
you like bread doesn't mean that everyone
Okay, I'm
likes
pretty sure
bread.
the majority of people
Yeah.
on this planet like
It's
bread.
very true.
Would love bread.
Jesus said he was the bread of life, not the pickles of life, Caleb.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah. So what do you want to make for her?
I feel like just like a simple like
Oh,
baguette.
wait a second.
What?
Marguerite, wait. You have a call-on trait.
Oh, I can reroll my fails.
Yeah. You can roll 2 dice again, basically.
So just roll 2d6.
Yep. I totally forgot that you had that trait, even though we just
Me
mentioned
too.
it. There you go. That's all you needed. That's all you needed.
Oh my gosh. We talked about it and I forgot.
I know. So that happens, right? She does that, and then say one more thing that like puts her over the edge.
You mentioned the bread.
I just kind of go like, didn't someone give you a chance at one point?
And there's a moment, and we get like a shot of her like on the other side of the door, just like leaning against the door, and then just like, and then turns, opens the door again, steps out. Come here.
Yes.
And she's like, basically have you walk up to her, and then she starts like pacing around you and like checking like your muscles and stuff. Like she's just like squeezing your legs and like looking at you, kind of like, interesting. You're a little flabby in the behind area. You need to work on that. I have some exercises that can help. Well, I think with you, it's less a problem with the raw stuff. I think you have that. It's just the finesse, the fine tuning that's needed for any instrument to be working properly. I suppose I could shape you, mold you, like a clay jar molded under heat and pressure. Yes, it would not be easy, young lady. No, not easy at all. But at the end of it, you would be as strong as any refined metal that could be found. And she like stands straight in front of you, looks you in the eye, and then like points a finger at you. Like he's really short, so she's like up at your face, and then she says, "This is not going to be easy." She's like waiting for a response from you.
And I'm just kind of like looking her straight in the eye and just kind of go, I never expected it to be.
No, you definitely did. I can see it in your eyes. You may be a commoner like the rest of us, but you were lying when you were lying when you said you weren't a prima donna. Every woman is a prima donna somewhere. And then she like turns on her heel and she says, "I've raised enough daughters to know that." And then she walks inside, basically expecting you to follow her.
I was about to say I follow her.
Yeah. So we get like Rocky montage here, right? And she's gonna start training you in dancing, right? So you want her basically to instruct you in dancing, yeah?
Yes, I'm doing tons of squats
Okay.
too
okay.
because she said that my behind was flat.
And again, like she's like the fittest, most toned like old lady you've ever seen in your life. So let's have her roll for this. Okay, what kind of test do you want? A routine, a difficult, or a challenging?
Okay, so getting for dance from a 3 to a 4, I need 3 routine, 2 difficult, and 1 challenging?
Or 1 challenging.
Or 1 challenging.
It's just 5 or above that is like that.
Okay.
So really what you want to do is you want 1 challenging test and 1
And
routine test.
Yeah, so I want to do a routine test
Start with
first.
routine, yeah. Sounds good. Okay, so let's take a look at the instruction stuff again. Make sure we're getting the ob right on this. Yeah, no, this is like a physical test, so there's no extra ob penalty, so it's just an ob 1. Cool. Sounds good. I will roll her instruction. There you go.
Yay!
What's your will?
My will is 4.
Okay, so that means it's going to take 12 days to get this routine test. So go ahead and make a note of that somewhere. And after 12 days have passed, you get that routine. So try not to make any routine dance tests because they will kind of just, in the meantime, unless you get a routine and a challenging, and then advance it before you get this test, because then you would get a routine for your next exponent. But anyway, yeah. So you're working on that. So we have this training montage, and we see Marguerite being trained under the famous Benedicta Mas. And I'm realizing now that she's kind of basically like Edna Mode. That's kind of like what
That's that's exactly how I'd been imagining her.
Yep, that's who she is. Okay, cool. Yeah. So who wants to jump to another scene here? Anyone have a scene we want to close off with? Something we want to finish with? There could be something else at the ball if there's something that anyone is.
I still hadn't talked to Kleber.
Yeah. You want to say like at some point Vivienne and Joe leave the ball, right, to go back, and then maybe you corner Kleber and have a conversation with him. Okay, sure. Yeah. So we see Kleber outside in the same balcony after leaving, kissing your hand again, Vivienne, bidding you go farewell. And he has he looks at you and he has like you're maybe not the best judge of people, but he seems to have actual like affection in his eyes when he looks at you. And so yeah, you leave, and who knows what the conversation on the way home is like. Maybe you'll see some of that, but we stay with stay with Kleber rather, and he walks back out to the balcony you guys were on before, and kind of looks out into the night over the city. And Marco, we see you like step up behind him, basically. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What do you say?
With the correct So I know it was Lady. I'm guessing it's like Lord Frederick Claver.
For
is how
him,
you
it'd be
put it.
young Lord Frederick Claver because he hasn't officially undergone the like social ritual, legal ritual, or whatever to actually like have him become like the full Lord of the House yet.
Gotcha.
technically.
Okay, young Lord Frederick Claver.
Yes. To what I owe the pleasure.
Does he know who I am? Actually, come to think of it.
No, he's like looking at you confusedly, like he doesn't know who you are.
My name is Marco Tisby. I've been investigating the untimely demise of, I keep forgetting his name, Max
Picard.
Maxime
Lord
Picard.
Maxence Picard. Yeah.
Maxence Picard.
Yeah. As soon as you just say like I'm Margot Tisby and there's no like title in front of it, you can see his face just kind of like, because he was like putting on like a oh yes, are you like a lord or whatever, right? Like, and then as soon as he hears that, he just like flat face, default face. He says, I don't think I have the time for this.
If you don't mind, you're the only one who was actually, because was it just the four of them in the box?
No, there were a couple of other nobles. You could probably track them down too if you made enough inquiries.
Could I say I spent the time I was there trying to track them down while I was here?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, let's make what test would that be? I guess like a gossip-wise test, or
Oh, frick.
probably
have
something
that.
like that. Noble-wise
Inconspicuous?
test?
No.
No. It would be something like that if you actually wanted to like track them down. You could have you could also just ask your uncle. Actually, he'd probably know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he
so
was there. He seems
sure.
to
Yeah,
know
let's
everybody.
say Crozier, like he points them out to you at the party. That's
Mhm.
what you've been doing for a little while here. And would you have had conversations with those people?
Yeah, I've just asked him like, hey, I'm trying to figure out like I'm talking to people who were there, saying like it seems pretty standard procedure. Just
Yeah. How about you make another empathy test to see like across the board like how that goes, like to get a read off of them as you ask them questions
not
and
gonna
interrogate
go
them.
well.
Probably not. But you're slowly but surely getting that skill. So
Empathy. What's the ob?
ob2 always for like a read on people.
And I'm taking out how many modifiers?
Unless you're doing it carefully.
I'll do it
Which,
carefully.
yeah, I think you have enough time to do so. So one modifier.
And ob 2 then.
Mhm.
6 choose. There's a chance this might work. Nope, not for
Man.
me tonight.
You have such bad rolls tonight for some reason. Man. You can mark another bubble. You just need one more and you actually get the skill. So that'll be helpful.
Good, finally, about
Yeah.
fucking time.
So,
But like, just please, if you don't mind,
yeah. So you haven't
I've
really
already-
got anything out of the other people, so.
Please, if you don't mind, I've already tried speaking with the other people that were there that night. He passed. You're the only one I haven't had a chance to speak with yet. I just, if you don't mind, would help a lot. Figuring out what happened to him.
Okay. Yeah, make a soothing platitudes test. That's what that is. You're
I
trying
don't
to
have
like,
that either.
I know you don't. But Marco, I don't think you're good at soothing platitudes, but you're trying to do so, and I feel like
But
you're
I'm
going to
good
fail
at
at this.
persuasion.
Yeah, but that was like what you were saying right there was like, oh, don't worry, Mister. Like, hey, calm down. Like, that's soothing platitudes.
Trying to say it that way. How do I add things? Add soothing platitudes. Is that a persuasion?
It's will.
Oh, this is gonna be even worse then.
Let's see. Soothing platitudes. What's the base for that?
I would have rather persuaded him to let me do it.
You could say the thing you just said to try
Okay.
to make it like that. Instead, I haven't given you the op yet, so.
Okay.
Persuasion is just convincing someone to do something because it's their own best interest.
I was.
No, you were trying to like assuage his obvious like or not discomfort, but like annoyance with you. Persuasion would be like, listen, I overheard the conversation with your mother, and there's some rumors floating around here. You want to make sure that like you get those squashed as soon
Mhm.
as quickly as possible.
Okay, here's my question then. If I do something like that, could I fork in intimidation?
How would the intimidation be implied?
Say something along the lines like, look, there are rumors going about. There are rumors going about people are starting to talk given how quickly you seem to inherit all of this
Yeah.
estate.
Yeah, you're gonna bring
Would
that
it
up.
be-
Yeah.
I was like, I'm just trying to, if you want to clear your name, it would be best you tell me what you know.
Yeah, so there's like a mild threat in that. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's persuasion. You can fork in intimidation.
that's
Base
one
based off
modifier
5
then?
because he has a goodwill.
Frick, this is still gonna be hard. Could I? What else could I fork? Could I fork in anything else?
If you wanted to try to make up a law,
Yeah, something like the rule of law, like try and say something about law, like or maybe just bring up a case for something like that that's happened before.
yeah, like bring up a case law or something where it's like, Lord didn't answer a constable in this particular circumstance, and his whole house fell. Like, yeah,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll just say something like along the lines of that. Like,
yeah, I
hey,
think
this happened before, and it tore their family apart.
yeah, you will have to make that a link test though. You can't just like have
No.
it be true automatically, but you can roll for it.
Uh,
I don't think it would be too difficult though.
I didn't. Ugh. Okay. I was just okay. What would the odd be? Just go for
Ob
it.
2.
Or choose 2. 69%. It's not too bad. I have fate,
Mhm.
but I have no luck.
You got a 6 though, and you could reroll one of the failed dice as well if you want to spend 2.
I'll spend 2. Go
Yeah,
to
you got plenty of
5.
fate.
Roll 2d6.
Because also you want like 3 successes in total, because that
Oh,
will give you
3?
actual. That'll actually give you a modifier for your
Okay.
roll.
So
Oh no! Oh man, it's so unlikely. You're just not
Not for
rolling
me,
well today.
apparently.
Yeah, so you can mark that routine on roll of law. You're getting that at least. And then the 2 fate that you spent. But yeah, that does unfortunately increase the difficulty.
he's not talking to me, probably.
Probably.
So I'd still get the 1 modifier at least.
So it's gonna be an ob 6 altogether. You can spend a persona if you want to, and you also have fate that you can call on later.
Persona's barely going to help me here.
Yeah.
It's going to go from 6 to 14%. I might as well just take the fail and save my Arthur for something worthwhile.
Yeah.
Where it's going to actually increase my chances. Base obstacle what?
6.
6? Okay. Yeah. Plus with my wounds, it was just impossible.
Okay, cool. So mark that difficult persuasion though. There you go. Finally got something you needed for that. So, yeah, I mean, he looks at you and he says, "Are you threatening me?"
Merely stating the truth.
Listen very closely, Mr. Marco Tisby. You stay away from me and my family. I don't care what investigation you are undergoing. I care about the reputation and the security of my house. You stay away from us, or I will end you and everything that you love. That is not a threat. It is merely me stating the truth.
And now he's extra suspicious.
Of course you are. Is that just the end of the session, right? We just close on that ominous, because it's, I love that you had that conversation with him, because I got to show finally that, yeah, he's not just like a complete like there's an edge to him because he's a nobleman, right? Like a lot of noblemen treat commoners this way, and so it's really cool for us to have that contrast of like Vivienne. Of course, I'll learn the language. I'm in love with you. I want to marry you. And then he's like, get out of me here, commoner scum. Like, awesome, cool, so into that. Well, let's do Artha, shall we? Let's give you guys some.
Yes, I
good
need
old
Artha back.
Yeah, y'all spent so much Artha today. So much.
Oh, I didn't see Sir Pastor Gilbert at the ball.
Do you want to have that quick scene? Did you
No,
want
we
to
don't
have
have
a
to.
conversation?
I mean, I did because I want to earn fate. But,
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, you got to do a little, like, pretty little this session already. So let's go to that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. So, it's kind of like about time for you to leave, and then you see Sir Pascal Gilbert. Obviously, like he's drinking at a table with some friends, and he obviously is looking over at you, like has he noticed you over there?
That's the thing, right? Is that I don't know if Joe would purposefully go over to him though, but I want to earn fate. So I'm like, I don't know what she'd say to him is the thing.
No, yeah, I mean, I think he stares at you for a moment, and then if it's obvious that you are like getting ready to leave, he probably just stands up and walks over.
Okay.
Yeah, make that easier for you. We see him like do the thing where he like puts the drink on a tray of a servant as he like walks by, right? And he seems like pretty determined.
Oh God,
And
is
he-
he drunk?
Probably.
Oh, no.
He walks over to you, Joe, and he says, "Joe, I have something I need to tell you."
Is he like loud at all?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh dear.
Okay. I would just like to like try to get him like away from everyone.
How do you do so?
Does he know some of the ancient language?
Let me check. He might. So Pascal Gilbert. No, he does not.
Dang it.
He was focused on the written language.
Darn it, because I was gonna like sign something to him.
No, yeah, he doesn't know it.
Because I don't want to do soothing platitudes. I'm not good at that. So like,
You
I
just
feel
ugly
like-
truth him right there and then.
You could always go, let's have this conversation somewhere private and seduce him.
but I don't want to seduce him. I don't want
And
him to
then
like
go-
me.
Yeah, but then so he doesn't exclaim it in front of everyone, and then you just go, okay, look, buddy, here's the deal.
I mean, like, could I just like grab him by the hand and drag him into another like room?
Yeah.
Try to be like inconspicuous.
Yeah, let's do that. That's probably the role. Let's do inconspicuous. Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good idea. Inconspicuous is against observation, so I'll just do like a base, like untrained roll for the crowd, sort of a thing. So your ob is 1.
Awesome. Let's see. I do need a routine test, but I also do need a difficult. But I guess it wouldn't be a difficult at this point. A
Probably
3
not.
against a 1. It wouldn't be difficult.
I think that would be
either.
routine. Yeah.
Yeah. Could I fork in sleight of hand to like?
Sure. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Steal him
Of course.
away secretly.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll fork that in. Might as well. Oh, good thing I did.
Only 1 success. Okay. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So you do manage to tow him into one of the like side rooms that people have conversations in.
I'm just like, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
To like Vivienne.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Just like, go ahead without me.
Yeah, and then you drag him over there, and then he, there's even like a curtain if you wanted to, like you could like close the curtain.
Yeah, just
and
like a
have,
private room.
Yeah. It's like a private alcove, pretty much. Yeah, and then he points his finger again at you and says,
I'm just like, what are you doing?
"I am doing something that I should have done a long time ago. Joe,
Don't.
I love you.
No.
And I know you don't love me, but I needed to tell you that. I know you don't love me.
Oh.
But I needed to tell you that. I needed to tell you. Because I can't stand... can't stand it. You know, I know. We didn't say anything. It kept eating me up inside. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop now. My uncle, he needs some help at his estate. It's in, and then he lists like a name of a city that's like a while away. He says, I'm gonna go help him. He needs help with the accounting. I think that's probably best.
No, I need him. I need his support to become the leader. No. Oh, crap.
That's what happens when you play with people's hearts, Joe.
I didn't do anything.
You kept failing rolls. That's what's happened.
I know.
It's your fault. And he kind of like slumps in one of the chairs, like in the like there's a table and chairs in the alcove, and he just says, "So there, I said it."
I can't seduce him. That's just not gonna work.
You could try.
I suck at that. God, what skills do I have? I don't have anything for this. Why am I just so knowledgeable about everything, but I can't do anything socially?
Because you built your character that way.
I know.
Because that's who you are as RPG characters.
Because if I'm gonna do anything, it should be an ugly truth.
Yeah.
Not a soothing platitude.
That's probably
That
what
will
you'll
just
be best
fail.
at, yeah.
Okay. But I don't know what ugly truth I could tell him that would get him to stay.
Mm-hmm.
But also, like...
I mean, you could
always
literally have
say,
the...
if you love me, then
Yeah.
you would help me do this and
Exactly.
then leave.
Yeah.
Because that's an ugly truth. Because it's like, I don't love you, but if you love me, you would do this for me.
Yep. The ugliest of ugly truths.
Which is like awful, but
that would
that's
be,
an ugly
that would be an
truth.
awful thing to do with this man, but yeah.
I know, that's so sad. Joe has more of a heart than that.
Well, that's what we're gonna find out, I guess.
I mean, like, Joe, like, is sad. She's like, Sorry, I'm just trying to think how I
No,
want to
you're
word
good.
this. Because I want to say something along the lines of, like, you're drunk, like,
Yeah.
you're making a rash decision here, like, you're my, like, I need you, you're my friend.
The word
But
friend
that would
just
be
reverberates in his ears.
But that would be a combination of, like, soothing platitudes and ugly truth, right?
If your argument was like you're drunk, you need to think this over. Like we're friends, don't act like this.
That sounds more soothing to me than
I
ugly.
feel like that's persuasion is what that is. Yeah.
And I am working on that, but I would no.
Yeah, right? So soothing platitudes would be like, oh, no, please stay with me. Like, don't do that. That would be soothing platitudes.
Right.
Persuasion is what you just said. Ugly truth is, hey, listen, I need you. You can't go anywhere. If you love me, you gotta stay.
Oh, that would just be so horrible, though.
It
I
would. It
failed
really
that.
would. But if you did that ugly truth, you get the skill. Just saying.
Awesome.
This is why I love Burning Wheel.
Right, like, because I'm just learning that, like, I really have to be careful about what I say and how I say it.
Mm-hmm.
But then I feel like I also need to stay true to the character, though,
Yep,
and how
exactly.
she would
That's-
actually say it.
That's the really interesting part about that.
right?
about
Like
this
she
dichotomy.
wouldn't just say like she wouldn't say that because like this man is hurting, like,
Mhm.
and she wouldn't like. I feel like that's not something she would say.
Ari definitely would say that.
Oh,
It depends on who he was, but
it
and
depends.
if like beginning Ari, absolutely she would.
1000%, yeah. But I mean, yeah. I mean, I feel like she wouldn't be like a soothing platitude. She wouldn't be like, "Oh no."
I think it would
he's
probably
so-"
be the persuasion, like
It
you
would
said.
be like a persuasion thing.
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna fail that though. That's the problem. Like, there's no way I can.
Well, you have 1 persona in 6 fate. You could bank
Jeez
everything into
Louise.
it.
I haven't done anything this session. I mean, other than like help people. So,
Mm-hmm.
and then I went off on the mother.
Sure.
I was like, yeah.
Let me look.
But
at
his
this.
will is like really high, and that's gonna be like a 10, and I have a 3 in persuasion. Like,
Yeah, if you have a 10, even going up to 10 die would still be a 0% chance, pretty much.
yeah.
Virtually, yeah.
That's why I have my chart.
Sometimes it's not about percentages, Seth. Sometimes it's about what your character would do.
Mhm.
Oh, I know.
know.
I'm just giving the reasonable, like, if you're gonna go that high, don't waste your
Right.
stuff on it.
It's fair.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I think we get a classic Joe where she's just like, it's not that I don't care about you. It's just that, Sir Pascal, I will never marry anybody. It's not you. It's
All right. Then I'm not asking for marriage.
what?
And he looks at you very pointedly, and he says, Josephine Boulay, if you don't want marriage, then I will offer myself in whatever capacity you'll have me.
Oh crap.
Did we not see this coming?
Does she say as a accomplice to get me higher in ranks?
But you obviously know his implication, right? Like,
Right.
yeah. If you're afraid of commitment, that's fine. I just, like...
I'm just horny. It's fine.
I mean, yeah, pretty much, right?
I mean, I think she's a little like turned off by that. Like, she's like, "What? I thought you were like a respectable gentleman."
And okay, it's again like maybe Joe isn't good at reading people, but just for us as players, like he's not necessarily just like friends with benefits. Like he's like, I love you, right? Like I want to be.
I just
with
want you in my life.
Exactly. Like if you don't want to get married, that's fine. I just want to be yours and you be mine, and so whatever that means for us, like that's what he's basically saying, right? If it's just about the official stuff of marriage, then that's fine. Like I'll back off from that. And honestly, if Joe wants to know that for sure, then she'd have to make a roll, but
yeah.
or just ask
Can
him
I-
for clarification, which you could do too.
I mean, yeah. Can I see like if he's telling the truth or not with that?
Yeah. Like I think that'd just be an empathy roll.
Okay, I don't have empathy.
Yeah, so that's based on will and perception. So there's a little box next to where you would where you have put the stat it's based on, and you can open up another stat that it's also based on.
Okay, so empathy is based on
Will
you said will
and perception.
and perception.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So rolling 5 dice on it.
Okay.
Ob 2.
Okay, so it's possible.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What do you got?
I
No,
could
no
s-
sixes, but you could spend one fate to reroll one failed dice.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, you got plenty of fate.
D6. Nope.
Oh. And that fate
So I
can
don't-
go. That fate can go on will or perception, whatever you choose. For like putting it on a place. like
Oh,
this.
I see.
And you can mark that bubble for empathy. So it might as well just put on a will because you already have 2 in it.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't
yeah.
know if he really means that or not.
You don't know what he means by it. Yeah.
Crap. I mean, she's like, so you don't want to get married?
I want you, Joe. Whatever that means.
This is going against every single fiber in Joe's. Like,
Mhm.
someone has romantic interest in me, then I push them away. That's my instinct.
Mhm. And if you continue with that instinct, you will get fate for it.
I think I gotta get one more question out.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this is true or not, but just based on what we've been playing, this is true. So you can correct me if this is
Sure.
wrong. But she's like, why have you started calling me Joe? I've asked you to call me that since we first met, and you said it for the first time yesterday. Or not yesterday, but a couple of days ago
Yeah.
at the funeral.
At the funeral, yeah.
Why?
For a long time, I've seen you as something on a pedestal, a piece of art that I couldn't touch. But the more I drew closer to you, the more I saw you as a person, as someone with passions and interests that I desperately wanted to be a part of. And so I stopped thinking of you as the great Lady Josephine Boulay, the person who was untouchable and maybe for a moment thought that you were just Joe and I was just Pascal. But I can see that I'm wrong. It was a mistake. I won't do it again. And it gets
Wait, what's he mean?
as in like calling you Joe. So he
She
stands
says-
up and like gets like as if he's gonna leave, sort of a thing.
Okay, here we go. All right. Joe's just gonna I think all right.
you gave us this character. You gave.
I
us-
know I did.
You're responsible for all of this.
I know. And now I'm kind of regretting it. But I wanted romance because Alyssa wants romance. Joe does not.
Joe does not. Yeah.
Okay. So I want to say something. I want to stop him
Mm-hmm.
and then say something along the lines of I always want you to call me Joe. I never want to be on a pedestal. I've never wanted to be that. Then I want to go for some kind of ugly truth here.
Okay.
If you really, or this might actually turn out to be persuasion, but basically what I want to try to get across is if you want a chance at being with me, you need to stay and help me become
Okay. So less of
this thing.
you just got to suck it up and help me because you love me, but more like if you even want a chance, like there is maybe a chance, hint hint nudge nudge, but you have to stay and help me. Okay,
Yeah.
so you kind of get that across to him, and he looks at you, and before you make the roll, he just asks you, Let's see. He says, "Am I hearing you right, Joe? You're not just stringing me along, right? You're telling me there is a chance. Because if you are, I will go to the ends of the world and back for that chance. But if you're lying to me, then I'm leaving tomorrow. Can you look me in the eyes and say you're not lying to me, Joe?" And this is also me as the GM interrogating you as the player, like, are you lying or are you not? If you're not lying, then you can make the ugly truth. If you are lying, then this is a falsehood instead.
Right. I think she says, if you aren't lying about being okay with not getting married, then yes.
Okay, make that ugly truth. Make that ugly truth.
Okay.
And let's see here. Ugly
Let's
truth.
see. I do have one persona.
I think it's gonna be an ob 3.
Oh God.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Jeez. Why an ob 3?
It's an ugly truth about friends.
I thought ob 2 was for friends.
No, ob 2 is for family. This is a bit more complex. Like this is like there's multiple levels of this. Like,
Crap.
yeah, a lot of stuff is going on here.
Okay. I suppose I will use one persona. Not as well.
I mean, yeah, you care about this. You might as well go all in. Like this is your.
Yeah, I mean, but the chance of this is just so unlikely.
How many die are you
it's,
rolling?
Well, it's 6, and then you're starting to roll 6.
7.
And
So
then it would be
3,
7 with the
but-
persona.
Oh wait, but it's 3.
It's 3, and then doubles to 6 automatically. So
Okay,
right now it's
right,
7
so
against 6. Again, possible, very unlikely.
Very unlikely.
But then you have fate that you can re-roll stuff too.
Also have fate. You can make a linked test if you can think of one. You can make
But
a
that
linked.
might make it impossible.
That's also true. Yeah.
I guess it depends on what the link test is.
Yeah, I could see you could make a linked test with astrology to like know have read the stars in advance, sort of a thing. Honestly, that's probably the only one I'm seeing.
No, I'm
Yeah.
good. I'll use my persona.
Yeah. Spending your persona on your perception is a good call anyway. So.
Okay. Face up 3.
Yep.
Please.
Here we go.
Jesus. Oh my gosh.
Reroll fate. Come on.
Whoa.
Okay,
Come on.
gotta use 2 fate.
Yeah. 2D. Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
2d6 greater than 4! Exclamation point.
2d6. Okay.
No. What?
Oh.
Why is it on the impossible part of the
No.
roll? You almost get it, and then the part that should work.
Because that's
Oh.
statistics for you.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Okay. So, you can mark you got ugly truth though. Good job. You have the skill at 3. You started at 3. So you can add that to your list of
So
skills,
sorry.
and then put that persona you spent in perception.
Okay, so wait, so I'm gonna add a skill now, and I'm just gonna add ugly truth.
Yep. It's
Okay.
at 3
Okay.
because it starts at half your stat. Round it
Okay.
down. So
Oh gosh, I'm just so sick. How do I delete ugly truth from my being learned?
Go to modify.
Modify.
Yeah, and then it should open up a place you can delete it. Yeah, there you
Perfect.
go.
Wow, I did a lot of ugly truths today.
You did like 3. Yeah.
Okay, so I need to mark my
Persona in perception,
persona in perception.
and you can take it off your actual
Okay.
wall.
Okay.
Cool.
Do I put fate anywhere or no?
Oh yes, fate also in perception. Yep. I forgot you spent fate. So 2 fate in perception. So
Oh man.
you say that, and he looks you straight in the eyes, and he says, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Lady Belay. I just don't believe you." And then he walks away. There we go. That's the end of our session. Okie dokie. Start with Marco Tisby. Let's look at your beliefs and instincts. Doesn't look like you... Let's see, did you work on finding out what happened to Ferrant at all? I don't think you did.
I mean,
necessarily.
I guess
looking
for the
Yeah, you were looking for the killer and all that stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
so fate at least on that. Yeah, you're working on the main goal part of that.
Mhm.
Okay. You're still working on proving you're the right man for the job, so fate there.
Mhm.
And you did save the prostitute from getting whacked. So, persona there.
Yeah.
Is that it then?
Let's see. Let's look at your other stuff.
Made sure Hano was in the room. I didn't really find the person I was looking for, but
Yeah, I don't think that like made the story go in an interesting direction necessarily.
no, because I failed.
I think I'm gonna give you a fate for either rabble rouser or like cold blooded or jaded, one of those 3, for
Okay.
threatening Claver, for just like having that edge starting, because it's those truths about your character that like lead you to have that edge, and then it kind of got you into trouble. So
Okay, so 3 fate total and 1 persona.
yep. Marguerite LeBlanc.
Okay, hard work is more valuable than raw talent. I will impress instructors with my improvement.
You're
I
working
mean,
on that, right?
Yeah, because I went and found a dance teacher and
Yeah. Yeah,
hopefully will
that's part of
improve.
that. Yeah.
I did find Isabeau and it didn't interfere with my rehearsals.
So persona.
Is that a persona? And then I will find someone to help improve my dancing. I did it.
So persona. Yep. Nice.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Um,
I'm gonna give you a favor if anyone tries to ask about my personal
I was
life,
about to say,
Yeah,
yeah, just
because
like
you keep
walking away.
shutting Darcy down. Like, yeah.
Oops.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's it.
Yay. I have Arthur again.
Nice. Josephine Joboulet.
That's me.
Joe, are you a strong, independent woman who doesn't need a man?
Ooh.
I don't need a man for marriage. I just need him to
To
help
you.
me climb the ladder.
Wow. Spoken like a true feminist.
I know.
You did make Sir Pascal Gilbert indifferent to you. Congratulations, you have
I
done it.
did. Like it's done.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, I did.
So you got a persona.
Okay, congratulations to me. Okay, so I got a persona. I spent my persona to try to get him to stay.
Yeah.
and
mhm.
it didn't work.
You got to spend Artha to gain Artha.
Okay, so I guess I need to come up with a new goal then.
hmm You're continuing to teach Vivienne, so she hasn't upgraded her skill yet, but you can get fate for that.
Well, but she did upgrade it officially this session though from my last time I rolled it.
Well, yeah. So that means she needs to upgrade her exponent in it. So once she goes from having whatever she has right now, from 4 to 5, then you'll get that. You'll get that.
Okay, so I got a fate.
It's a bit of a
for that then.
long-term
Okay.
thing, yeah.
Oh, I forgot to delete some fates. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
you were trying to
I
like
worked
resume the position,
towards,
yeah, because you were trying to get him to stay
like-
and stuff. So fate for Forsaken Quill Society, so that'll later I'll resume that position. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, let's look at your instincts and traits and stuff. Obviously take a fate for if someone has romantic interest in me, then I push them away because that causes you all sorts of issues.
If someone asks me about sign language, I will teach them.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a fate for that because I mean you as Alyssa were
Immediately
also the
started.
one who brought up the idea of like teaching them the language anyway. I think that put the story in an interesting direction. Just the fact that you are a teacher of that language, so you can get another fate for that. You're racking up the fate today. But I think that's it. I think that's the rest of your stuff there.
Okay.
Cool. Vivienne Auguste. Let's take a look at your stuff. I believe someone can love me. I will find them and return the favor. You're trying. You're working on it. You're caught in a love triangle. So that's fate. I believe I owe Jo much. I will heed her advice. Did you do that at all this time?
I don't think so.
I don't think so, not specifically. And I believe plants can teach people about patience and beauty. I will teach someone to appreciate my garden. I mean, you honestly had a chance. You could have, like, talked to Kleber about, like,
Yeah.
the plants and the stuff, but you were a little... Vivienne was a little distracted with everything going on, so, yeah. And I don't think the rest of your stuff really came into play, so I think it's just that. It's a Vivienne Light episode today, which is kind of funny because we were going to the ball. But it was just because, like, she actually didn't even want to be there, and she didn't really want to be with Kleber, so, yeah. Cool. Well, let's go through the extra Arthur stuff that you can get. I think some people will get some stuff from that, too. Let's see. Arthur.
Like the
That
British
just made me
version.
think of like the Brady Bunch. Marsha.
Yeah.
Arthur.
Did anyone have, was there a player who stopped the table dead with humor while in character? I feel like there was a time we like all laughed at something a lot, but I'm trying to remember.
I don't think it was in character if
Yeah, it
it
might not have been.
happened though.
Right skill, right time. If the character has the right skill when no one else does to keep the story moving. I think I'm going to give that to Jo because ancient languages, right? Like that. That's what that was for sure.
So that's a persona.
That's a fate.
Oh, okay.
Embodiment. When a player captures the mood of the table perfectly and further drives the story onward, 1 persona point is awarded. Moments like great speeches, desperate decisions, or gruesome revenge fall into this category. I think I would honestly like to nominate Sir Pascal Gilbert for that. But there could also be a player too.
He's not even going to be part of the story anymore.
Yeah,
He's
but
leaving.
he's going off with that persona. He's not going to die at least. What do you guys think? Does any of the players have like great speeches, desperate decisions, gruesome revenge?
The only thing I could think of was the one guy being a butthead to me at the end. It's the
Oh,
only
you
thing I
want
could
to?
think of.
Yeah, you want to nominate young Lord Frederick Claver for a persona point too?
I mean, I don't want to give him extra stuff.
But are we being honest? Was that a good?
I mean, that
Did I
was a
have-
pretty good line.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, give me those persona points. Moldbreaker, if a player comes to a point in the story where his beliefs, instincts, and traits conflict with the decision he must make, a direction in which he must go, and he plays out the inner turmoil, the conflict within his own guts in a believable and engaging manner, he earns a Persona point. Josephine Belay, take a Persona point.
Thanks.
Yep, that's all that was. Also, honestly, I think we should nominate Vivienne for this too, though, because she's had like that whole thing. Because she literally had to decide whether or not she even wanted to persuade this guy to like do the thing that would make her like him more. So she's been dealing with that too. So Persona point for each of you, I think, if everybody's cool with that. Good stuff. Well, there we go. We haven't quite reached the point where anyone gets a deeds point yet. But I can definitely see certain things in the future that would lead to deeds points. Certainly. So, okie dokie. Well, that was a good session. That was fun. There's a lot of good stuff that happened. I'm glad we had some good moments. All right, there you go. That's Lavender Shadows. Thank you all so very much for being my wonderful players, for coming along with me on this wonderful adventure. I think the very last shot we see of the episode is a man get into a carriage wearing a red cloak. Da 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 da. There you go. That's it. We're out.